Alright, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone that rule well, that taught us His truth, and blessings to the elect nation of Israel. This is Brother Yakao coming with a very short lesson, and it will be a short, and Lord willing, it'll be edifying. And I want to just show you that this is everything that's going on. Alright, especially over there in the so-called Middle East, is just all Bible prophecy, and it's showing that there is Yahushai's return is very close. Alright, we're going to go to Luke 21 verse 25. Alright, and I'm going to show you examples, alright, of what people think over here in the UK, mainly in England, because I'm in London, England. But this is a platform called Politics Joe, and you know, they went around, you know, to ask people what they think of the war and how worrying it is. But it matches what it says here in Luke 21 verse 25 and onwards. All right, and if you look at the subheading here, it says return, the return of Hamashiach. And who's that? Yahushai. Okay, his return is coming, and the reason why we know that is because of what's going on in the world today. All right, so Luke 21 and 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. And we had just a blood moon recently. Okay, you know, hang on, let me just check that. All right, recent blood moon. All right, there you go. All right, a lunar eclipse or blood moon occurred in the early hours of the 3rd of March. All right, the 3rd of March we had a blood moon, right? Okay, so let's try and check when did Ayatollah now, when did Ayatollah die in American bombing? Alright, let me check the date of that. Okay, yeah, Iran's leader Ayatollah Khamenei killed in joint U.S. and Israeli strikes. Okay, and that was when did he die? Okay, let's check the date there. All right, that was around about the 28th of February. So, all right, this is when they killed the Ayatollah in Iran, which sparked off all of this war that's going on. All right, and then after that, we had a blood moon. All right, so that matches exactly what it says here in Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon, all right, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, all right, with perplexity and sea and the waves roaring. And in the last recent years, we've had tsunamis, like you had the tsunami over there in Japan, which wiped people out. We've had earthquakes, all these things, etc. All right, so this is happening. Okay, and then it says what? And upon the earth, and we are on earth, all right, distress of nations. Okay, and there is distress of nations. All right, well, what's happening over there? And it's not just happening in Iran, it's not just happening in Israel, it's happening in Oman, it's happening in Bahrain, it's happening in Iraq, you know, it's happening in Syria. I mean, this thing is torn this place apart. You know, the whole region is on fire. Okay, so this is true. This is happening right now. So this is how we know that Yahushua is return is soon. All right, verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear. All right. And for looking after those things which are coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right, verse 27. And then you shall see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with great power and great glory. All right. And that's how Yahushua is coming back in chariots. All right. And 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, look up and lift up your heads. All right. For your redemption draweth nigh. Your redemption draweth nigh. What does that mean? Redemption, to buy us back, because we're in the hands of our enemies. All right. The Bible says we are in the hands of our enemies, so we need to be saved. All right, from our enemies. And when Jacob's trouble happens, that's what we're gonna be hoping and praying for. We're praying for that now. You should be praying for that now, man. All right. The Bible says to pray 3 times a day. Okay, I did a video on that a few days ago. Okay, now I want to show you that the Iranians are not playing, man. And by the way, they're not showing you, as I said, but Israel is getting hit badly. All right, badly. Okay, they're not playing because, as I said, killing their Ayatollah is like killing the Pope. All right, let me play this.
Zionist enemies, owing to their continuous and repeated failures in their brutal and arrogant aggression against Islamic Iran and the utter mental and psychological collapse of their army and foolish politicians, have now resorted to mere rhetoric and raving. We have repeatedly warned Trump, the pedophile master of the Zionists and the Mossad organization, that while you may be the one to initiate the conflict, it is we who will ultimately determine its conclusion. The armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran do not need to close the Strait of Hormuz, as they are already in possession of the initiative in that crucial maritime passage. And the closure of the Strait of Hormuz is a direct result of the oppressive conditions that the United States and the Zionist regime have unilaterally imposed upon the nations of the world. And we emphatically declare with the utmost resolve that we will never permit even a single liter of oil to pass through the Strait of Hormuz for the benefit of America, the Zionists, and their partners.
So the Iranians are not playing. Now, this is one of the channels that if you are into this truth or you want to understand what's going on, this channel here, all right, One India News, is one of the best ways to get good footage of what is actually happening. All right, because the Western media, I keep watching Channel 4 News, which is the decent one we got here, and they're not showing how bad, and they're reporting from Israel, but they're not showing how bad things are in Israel, how bad Israel is getting hit. They're not showing that, man. Okay, so I'm going to show you here. And this is today, all right? This is from today. Have a look at how much rockets, because now Hezbollah, which is in Lebanon, has got involved as well. Okay?
Whoa, come look, Itzik. The bug is gone, it's gone. Itzik, it's gone because of the... Wow. He's coming toward us. Oh my god, oh my god. Look up top, what's going on? Let him take the bag.
Wow, it's not falling here.
Bro, look at the... Come look, Itzik, what up?
I mean, take
Itzik, it's gone, the bag is gone, the bag, where are they falling? Look.
I mean, take a look at this, man. There's too many of them. There's too many of them, man. All right. This is the reason. All right. This is the reason why the mainstream media is not showing you, because the destruction. All right. The destruction is so vast that now in Israel, right, what they're doing basically is people that are recording the destruction, they're telling them to take their phones off. So I'm gonna there's another channel here.
Strike deep in.
All right, this will show you the destruction that's going on in Israel. They have to go into underground car parks to get safe, etc., etc. All right.
People were killed, hundreds were injured, and there are now soldiers behind me digging through the rubble to try to find the bodies. They are launching rockets at civilian buildings.
Look at that! Look how many missiles!
An Iranian strike deep in the heart of Tel Aviv. For the fifth straight day, the skies above the city lit up as Israel's air defense system intercepted one Iranian missile after another.
See, that's their Iron Dome. It's being overwhelmed. All right. And the mainstream media is not showing you. So when Donald Trump is saying, this is going to be over, there's so many targets that we've hit, already, and Iran's finished, it's lies. All right. It's bluff. That it's lies. All right. And you saw those people, they were running for their lives. So that's what it says in Luke 21:26. Men's hearts failing, all right, them for fear. Okay, all right. We go to verse 25. It says what? All right. What does it say here? It says, upon the earth, distress of nations. And right now, all right, those Israelis are in distress. They're not even safe in their bunkers because Iran has basically planned and knew that America and Israel are going to do this. So they've been planning this for 20 years. All right, and they overstepped the mark. All right, so we're in that time now. Okay, now this is what a few people think in the UK, and I'll just bring it to close. This is a very short video to update you on what's going on in the war, because this devil is trying to in Israel, they're telling people, oh, you can't film the destruction. They're taking people's phones, they're slowing down the internet because they don't want it to get out how badly they're getting hit.
since the last Gulf War, but this is even bigger. This is even bigger.
I just believe that we're America's at this point.
When the letters go through the letterboxes, a lot of the youngsters nowadays will just throw them in the bin.
I think it's going to get worse. Around at the young lads here, heaven forbid they're called into it.
We need to look after our own country at the moment rather than helping other people.
Do you think the UK should be getting involved with the war in Iran?
I'm ex-forces. In fact, I'm just about to go down the road and re-enlist. Well, because our citizens are there for a start, we've got to get them out. The government's taking that long, fiffing and faffing about. There you go. I want to do my bit, so I'm going to re-enlist. I'm patriotic. I know what it's all about.
What makes you feel patriotic?
Well, because I'm British for a start.
Do you think a lot of the nation will agree with you?
No.
No?
In fact, you get a lot of people, if we reach the point of conscription, I firmly believe that when the letters go through the letterboxes, a lot of the youngsters nowadays will just throw them in the bin.
Do you think it's going to go that way?
I do, yeah.
Personally,
in 2025, creating
I don't think the war should have happened at all. This is quite ironic, you know, I want to join the RAF, but here's me saying I don't think war should happen at all. I think it's the wrong way to go about things. I think it was just all a bit of a fuck up, to be fair. I don't think it should have happened. It happened overnight like that. Trump bombed them, they bombed other places. RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus, that's been bombed. That's the only thing I don't agree with. Right? RAF Akrotiri it's had nothing to do with the war. Right? It's not even in Iran or any of the war places. Guess what, it is now. I mean, I don't think that should happen. RAF Akrotiri is still a military base with British personnel on it. In that sense, we should get involved because they're attacking our personnel. We need to look after our own country at the moment rather than helping other people. But if they're attacking us, then go for it.
Yeah. If it's the war is effective for Britain, I would say let's do it. Let's go for a war.
Not at the moment, no.
No? How come?
Because I don't think we should be committing our troops for something that's potentially illegal. So I think at some stage we probably will, because I think it's going to escalate. And it's about protecting our troops, our service people. But I think this has just happened very quickly before when we were in consulting when it started. So at the moment, no, but I think it's going to escalate, and I think then we probably will have to.
No, for all my reasons why Trump started the war. Operation Epic Fury. But he's the only one calling it that. I think everyone else refers to it as Epstein Fury. And this is another one of his distractions. Everything he does is a distraction to cover up from something else. And the biggest cover-up of all is all the elites and the Epstein files. And I think it's disgusting. I think it's disgraceful. The way Israel in particular is now bombing Beirut, half of Lebanon, the flattening Tehran. I think one of the first things they hit on Saturday morning was an infant school, and 165 children were killed. Trump is killing schoolgirls to hide the abuse of schoolgirls. I've been predicting this sort of chaos for quite a long time. It's not going to be the end of the world. The world will still be here long after humans are gone. It's looking like we're getting closer to World War III, which could be the end of civilization as we know it.
I'm going to be very honest with you. It's too far up Trump's arse. We should learn by the wars we got involved in the past. It's not Great Britain anymore. It's, you know, little tiny minuscule country. Should be backing off. In other words, backing out of it altogether.
I wish there was less ego involved when it came to the politics of humanity, when it comes to people's lives and things
also,
like
it's
that.
kind of mad, like a question of should we be involved in a war? What? Like, to even think...
Shouldn't we learn how to communicate and
Should we not get involved in a war, please?
I feel like when it comes to these sort of matters, it's a shame that in 2026, where I can imagine I'll probably be butchered for this because I'm really simplifying a larger and complicated issue. But at the end of the day, I truly believe that matters of humanity have the simplest solutions, but they're the hardest to execute. But it's the apathy towards the execution that I get frustrated at. So should they get involved? I don't know, because I'm not a technical person that thinks like that. But do I feel like there should be more conversations and more challenging just to the human heart? 110%.
There are some people who think we should be in first in, but I think we need to take a measured response. We've done this in the past where we've gone in right at the outset with the Americans. The Gulf War was a classic example where we went into something that we didn't realise was as bad as it was. So I think there'll be mixed views. I think probably people of my age will probably be thinking we just need to have a bit of caution here before we do something stupid, because the worrying part for me is this could end up really, really bad, and it could escalate across Europe as well. So, yeah.
I didn't agree with the war in Iraq, so I'm not going to agree with this one. And I think that you've got one man who's making a decision without even going to Congress, without any support whatsoever from his own internal political situation. So why, in that case, should we be drawn into it?
I don't agree with Trump, I'll be honest. I think he's quite a dickhead. If you look at history, America's been a close ally with Britain for, ages, centuries, whatever. It's just normal for us to be on the same side of them. We're in NATO, we're all in NATO together, so it's kind of just, that's what it is. I couldn't really imagine life without being allies of NATO and stuff like that.
I just believe that we're America's bitch at this point. We have to rely on them for everything because we backed out of the EU, which was a poor decision. I just don't think backing America's ever the right move, and I think we're only doing it because we're America's bitch.
An illegal war, Trump's regime, it's not an administration. An administration is a legitimate government, and the way the Trump regime is running roughshod over the American Constitution is anything but legitimate. The Iran, it's not an invasion yet because there's no boots on the ground as far as I know, but I've been out all day. I haven't seen what's going on today, but from where they were yesterday, and they were talking about arming the Kurds who have been used and abused and manipulated since 2002 when they went in after Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan, and then 2003 when they went into Iraq, and then with ISIS in Syria. The Kurds have just been used and abused, and all they want is somewhere to call home.
I don't think we have any choice but to side with them, frankly, on the basis that...
I'm going to stop it there. The main point is, all right, Yahweh's return is coming soon, man, because you can see that these things are popping off. But another thing is that this man's rhetoric, this man's his propaganda, it's not working anymore. And that's the reason why they want to control the internet. You know, they want to do this digital ID thing. It's one step closer to the MOTB, but they want to control the internet because I remember years ago they had videos on YouTube about World War II and what really happened. Everyone still thinks, all right, that the Nazis and Adolf Hitler started World War II. They didn't. Germany, Britain, and France declared war. All right, let's Google it. Who started World War II? All right, let's see. All right. World War II began on the 1st of September 1939 when Nazi Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, invaded Poland. Now, why did Germany invade Poland? Because Germans were living in Poland and Polish people were killing them. All right, this aggressive expansion, and it wasn't expansion, which is bullshit, intended to secure Lebensraum, living space, and reversed the Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles was at the end of World War One, all right, when they took territories away from Germany. And that's why Germans were living in Poland, all right, prompted by Britain and France to declare war on Germany 2 days later, initiating a global conflict. So who really started World War II? All right, what does it say here? It says aggressive expansion. See, they're giving you reasons why, all right, Britain and France declared war on Germany. Prompted Britain and France to declare war on Germany 2 days later, initiating the global conflict. So who started World War II? Britain and France. There you go. And that's what they're trying to do now. See? It's the same trick over and over again. All right? So I thought I'll just update you on that. And it's a very short lesson, but it's important that you know history, because you understand that how World War II started, it was just like a domino effect. One country backed up another, and then the whole world was at it. And that's how World War III is going to start. So I pray you were edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.